Hi.
Hey.
How's it going? Your dream date is here, huh? Oh boy. Oh boy. Hello. That's like a real cottage industry here.
Trying to get some attention.
How am I doing?
All right.
All right, thank you. Oh, is it safe to come out yet, guys? You tell me. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Choochin on a Wednesday afternoon. Let's try this again, huh? Woo! Is it safe? I'll tell you, you got to run the gauntlet these days of bad boys and the odd Charles Barkley's out there and everything. Oh, it's a nice hot day. Probably got to 90 degrees today. Probably our Indian summer here. This will probably be the last hurrah coming up this weekend, and I hope you all are having a great day. Just wondering if it's safe. I gotta watch all the cars. Don't hit me, lady. Don't hit me. Please don't hit me. You gotta beg people these days. Don't hit me. Don't hit me. Don't hit me. Da 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 da. Nice looking rig, huh? Oh boy. Anyway, I'm enjoying the last throes of summer here for sure, but man, it is. We have a lot of people, extra people living in the neighborhood now. A lot of people came over from the other side of, a lot of people got burned out over there. Not that there's a real surplus of housing on this side, but a lot of people came over here. I can tell things are much more crowded in the hood, for sure. They're having a big, a big meeting tonight, big general meeting. All the lawyers are over at the Flamingo Hotel and Conference Center over on the other side of town. And they got a lot of bad initial feedback for like being ambulance chasers and all that kind of stuff, and like the day the fires were still hot and they're, oh, you know, let's sue this person, let's sue that person, and they took a lot of flack. Now it's all about information, how, you know, where you can get this resource. You know, it's all about packaging, the way you package stuff up. So it'll be interesting to see the stories that come out of that meeting yesterday. So far, I guess the early betting is on Pacific Gas and Electric as the ones that are most responsible for what happened in the most responsible. But who knows? You know, you can't. You got thousands and thousands of lines. Thank you. You got thousands and thousands of miles of lines running around. You can't always defend against the odd tree that comes down in a windstorm and takes down a power line, right? It's a little hard to defend against that. Can you say noise pollution? Told Jen maybe it's time to get out of Dodge, you know? Shit. the other big struggle people are having is a lot of people want to move forward with cleanup, and then the government wants to handle it. And there's horror stories up in Lake County, one of the counties north of here. Last year they had the Lake County fires, and people got these huge bills and stuff for supposed to be like a good rate, and they got these huge bills for cleanups. Everybody's kind of in a fear of that. But also, they want to make people rip out the foundations in their homes. They say the homes are fire damaged. A lot of contractors say no, they're tested at 33,000 PSI. They're good to go. All they need to go is just a little finish up work on them and sidewall stuff, but the foundations are good to go. So we got that running too, and then they go, well, the government will say, well, you can't get insurance companies, you can't get insurance unless your foundation's taken out. Let me tell you, if they go to take out a lot of those foundations in winter time, in the rainy season, forget about it. Those holes in the ground, that uncompacted dirt, they rip all that stuff out, it's gonna be like a mess up there on those hillsides. Meantime, they're trying to work double time. You can see over here it's foundational work, but a lot of the construction workers are going to put themselves out to the highest bidder now, so there's going to be a lot of people moving jobs, and there's such a shortage of construction people. Don't you love when everybody says, oh, go to college and become a professional one? Now you can see what happens. We have this dire shortage of people that can swing a hammer, can cut saw square and pull electrical wiring and run plumbing and stuff like that. Roofing, there's such an acute shortage, but we got plenty of big thinkers out there. That's why I'm so glad when I was in high school that I was encouraged to, well, don't take technical stuff, don't take shop, don't take machine shop, where I learned how to run an engine lathe and make screws, and how to operate a screw machine, and how to run a forge and do forging, and sheet metal work, how to make ventilators on buildings, and wood shop. And it was amazing, the stuff that the skills I learned. I was making rooftop ventilators in sheet metal shop using rolling presses and brakes and English wheels, stuff that's not going to mean a lot to you guys, but I got an incredible pre-apprentice education in there, so that held me in good stead. I had to double my workload because I was expected to go to college too, so I had to double up on the courses to achieve that, but it all worked out. It was to my benefit. But you look these days, it's like, wow, it might as well be the dark science, with as few people that know anything about doing the work. And that's going to be a real struggle when you're looking to rebuild in a place like this, in a strong housing market where there's already so much stuff under development. So it's like I say, we're passing the shock phase here, but we're going to be entering the angry phase soon, I can tell you that. A lot of these people don't want the government handling their cleanup on their property. They want to do it themselves, and they're all nervous. Anyway, guys, it's been a long time since we did a chooch down here. All the foundational work has finally been complete. Here we're actually putting in some of the foundations for homes, and that's progress anyway. We'll be doing a lot more A lot more infill over here. The other interesting thing is if you're a contractor and you're known to the city of Santa Rosa and you already have experience and you've already gotten plans approved before, you don't even have to wait for your plans to be reviewed by the building board anymore. You can just go ahead and start doing it. Only the people that are unknown or individuals have to go through the submission and planning process. So it's kind of interesting. It's going to be very fascinating to follow through, and I plan on following through very closely to see how all of this stuff shakes out in the end. Anyway, fun chooching on a Wednesday afternoon, the hot edition. Have a wonderful rest of your day and your week. I love it when you guys are chooching along with me.